Welcome everybody, and we will tell you today something about the Sardine Run in South Africa and the shark diving by the Aliwal Shoals. And first of all, my name is Nina and I'm from Nice Dive and Trips. I'm the founder. We are a tour operator from Austria, organizing some group trips or individual trips. And today we have a special guest, and that's Walter. Can you tell us a bit about yourself and your background in the world of diving and marine life, and about African water sports?
Well, yeah, I was born right here, and I've always had a passion for the ocean. I was qualified. I worked as a teacher, and for like 30 years, and always had a passion for the ocean. I was managing to run sort of diving business on the weekends and holidays, and in that way it just grew into something much bigger, and I had to sort of choose between teaching and diving. And so I took early retirement and went with the diving option, more the lifestyle than the 8 to 5 grind, you know. But it was always my passion for the ocean and sharks especially that sort of tipped me away from the teaching and fully into the diving.
Cool. How long do you work with sharks now already? So the experience you have?
So I started diving in 1982. You know, it's the first sharks I was introduced to were the Reggies. Yeah, I sort of fell in love with them straight away. And later on was probably in the late 80s, early 90s with the tiger sharks. And, you know, we were amongst the first that started sort of commercially diving with tiger sharks, and sort of pioneered that whole industry. And yeah, so yeah, I've always had a bias for sharks, and that's when I started diving with them. So I would say diving with sharks since the late 80s, like 85 onwards. Yeah, a long time.
Yeah, I visited you in January this year, and it was absolutely awesome to dive with all the sharks, and we were very lucky because we have the black tips, a lot of them, and also the bull sharks and the tiger sharks. And I really have to say again that it was a really great experience. And I will come back for sure, not only for the Sardine Run, so also for shark diving. And so I really can recommend you and what you are doing and the way you do it. So it's very professional. I really have to say that. And so, yeah, African water sports has a fascinating history. So you have a lot of milestones. And since when you are doing the Sardine Run now?
Sure. We've been doing the Sardine Run for most probably 28 to 30 years. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah, no, we've been doing it for a long time.
I have afterwards a lot of questions for the Sardine Run, and so you can give the people all the information.
Okay.
Weird or best experience for the Aliwal Shoal. Maybe you can tell a little bit about Aliwal Shoal in front of your house. Yeah. What possibilities are there, and how does it work all year? When are the Reggies there? And yeah.
Yeah, Aliwal Shoal's a reef that we have like right in front of my house here, and it's about 5 kilometers out to sea. And it is home to a lot of sharks, although the number seems to be going down year after year, especially amongst the tigers, where you know, in the different seasons, you can get to see a lot of different sharks. So from November to end of April, you could see bull sharks, you could see tigers, you could see black tips, you could see Reggies, maybe a few white tip reef sharks on the reef itself. So hammerheads. So the potential for sharks in this area in the summer months, like November to end of April, is excellent. Unfortunately, because of overfishing, our tiger shark numbers have really dropped right down. And you know, when you came, we saw a tiger, but you know, these sightings are unfortunately becoming fewer and fewer. Although with the bull sharks, it's like it's really been picking up. So yeah, that's the dynamics of this place, and why we love it so much. You know, in the winter months, you'll still get your black tips, and then you'll get your larger number of Reggies coming in, sort of from May through to end of October. So those are basically your going into your winter months and coming out of the winter months. And there you'll get black tips, Reggies, and of course the Sardine Run, which is in June and July. But that we don't do here. We move down to the Transkei to do that. And the sardines come right past us here, you know, and everybody wants to know, why is it that we don't simply do the Sardine Run here and we travel all the way down to the Wild Coast and go through all that? And the reason is that the continental shelf on the Wild Coast is very close to the shore. So as you go out to sea, it becomes deep very quickly. And when those sardines are moving in that deep water, for the predators to feed on that mass of sardines, they have to physically go down, scoop up a bunch of them, and bring them up to the surface. And once they're at the surface, then they keep them there, you know, with their body position, with their sonar, with their bubble netting, and then the whole feeding frenzy starts. So we don't get that kind of thing where we live here, because the sardines move into a very shallow area. And if you've got a shoal of sardines, you know, 200 meters long and you know, 50 meters wide, there could be 100 sharks, 200 sharks in those sardines, but you never see them because they spread out over 200 meters, you know, by 50 meters squared. So that's why we go specifically to the Transkei to get the bait balls, which is like, you know, the icon of the Sardine Run. You know, the bait ball with the sharks going through it and the dolphins going through it. And then like, oh, there goes a bride's whale and takes the whole lot in front of you. So, you know, that's the dream. That's what everybody is selling. And the potential of the place, you know. Realistically, though, it can be the most giving thing, you know, out there in terms of experience, but it's you got to accept that it's nature, and sometimes nature decides what it decides, and things just go very quiet, and it becomes a desert where it was an oasis, you know, the day before. So one has to accept that it's fickle, you know, in that way. But you know, if everybody didn't get the experience, you know, we wouldn't get any return business. And you know, I would say like 80% of the people that come, you know, aren't rewarded with that bait ball experience, but they've had the like, mobile action, they've had the birds, they've had the whales, you know, and all of that. But you know, when people fixate on that bait ball experience, they tend to forget about everything else that they've experienced during those 5 days at sea that they are usually with us. So yes, the Sardine Run is really the pinnacle of any scuba diving event because of its natural predation and the sheer exhilarating action and scale of it. It's just like mind blowing, you know. You know, you can go out there and you can have a humpback whale. Sorry, I'm rambling on a bit now. You can have a humpback whale come and interact with you for 45 minutes. 45 minutes. This thing is swimming around us, popping its head in front of us, doing a belly roll in front of us. It is just having fun, and we're having fun, you know. So the Sardine Run is all of that, and the visuals that you get from the boat as well. You know, the way with all the birds raining into the sea, and the cacophony of sound, and you know, usually you come out of a good bait ball, and a good sign that you've been in a good bait ball is that the whole boat is covered in bird shit. As these things are flying, they are pooping, and you know you've been in a good bait ball when the whole boat has got these white smudges all over it. Eh? So yeah, yeah. So yeah, it is a premier event, but it's not an easy thing.
Yeah. This season, thanks a lot, Walter. That was, yeah, I really want to jump in the water now after I hear that. Thank you.
You know what? I had a German film crew, quite a long time ago, and I won't tell you their names, but anyway, talking about jumping in the water. You know when the dog chases the car and is like wants to get this car, and the car eventually stops. You know, you gotta sometimes wonder what you wish for, because it might come true. You know, and on this particular day, this bait ball had been going on from like 7 o'clock in the morning till about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And we had just got out on our second set of cylinders, because we ran out of cylinders, went back in, got more cylinders, came back out. And the guy says to me, he picks up, we had two cameras, the land camera and the underwater camera. And he picked up the land camera, and he started filming with us. I said, no, come on, let's go in the water. And he looked at me, and you'll have to excuse my German accent, but he says, Walter, we have the limit, then we have the limit. But is this not beyond the limit?
Cool.
And that's the intensity. That's the intensity of what can be happening in front of you, you know, and it can be really demanding and challenging to still get in the water under those conditions. So yeah, I've had the time of my life down there. Really, I've had the experiences of my life, and I hope to have many more. You know.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Next Sardine Run is already waiting next year. So, but yeah, I think you have a lot of experience and you have seen a lot. So really some special things and things where you only be in the water like, wow. I just saw the videos from you from this season. So, wow, it was really like...
Yeah, no, it was phenomenal. Like, it really was. You know, but we've got an experienced team, you know. It's like finding a needle in a haystack in a sort of a way out there. And You know, we to hedge our bets, we've got a spotter plane that goes out and looks for the action for us. That can travel a long way, you know, and give us an indication of where the action is on that particular day, and then head in that direction, you know, as opposed to going out and just taking a wild guess. So yeah, we've got, like, you know, all my team is very experienced skippers and dive masters, you know, that know what they're looking for, know how to interact with the different kinds of action that you get down there. It's so dynamic. You know, you get a stable bait ball, you get a mobile bait ball, you know, you get scattered action. And all of those are indications of the predators feeding on different fish, because it's not just the sardines coming past. It's mackerel, suri, red eye, sardines. It's sort of a lot of other fish that I could go on. So this whole smorgasbord of bait fish is coming down the coast at the same time as the Natal sardine, that sargassus, the one that we want, is also coming down. So all those other bait fish can also form very nice bait balls, you know. And on some years where the sardines sort of, you know, the run is not the same every year. You know, it's like the rainfall. You know, this year it's good. Tomorrow, next year it might not be so good. It might be better. You know, who knows? But you know, we've been lucky in having all of that bait that was coming down, and having, you know, mackerel bait balls and anchovy bait balls that were, you know, spectacular in their own right. So, you know, the amount of food and the amount of predators and everything else that's in the mix at that time of the year in that particular place is really mind-blowing. And it coincides with the migration of the whales, of course. They come all the way from the Antarctic and up the east coast of Africa, up to the Maldives or wherever they go, and then they come back down in September, October. So yeah, so you see lots of humpbacks. The whale everybody wants to, like, tick off would be the bride's whale or brooder's whale, you know, going through the sardines and with that mouth wide open. And yeah, I'm just thinking that I've been so privileged to see so many times that happen right in front of me. And
Wow.
yeah, no, it's something. It's really spectacular. Anyway, now I'm talking and you're not asking questions, and I've
No,
got a
because
meeting
it's
I've got to
fine like
go
that.
to.
No, everything's fine. So I really like to hear what you are saying, and I think the other people too. And all of that you told us now, it's maybe the question is, you have to be a fit person to join the Sardine Run, or because you have to go into the water, back to the reef, into the water, back to the reef. So I think that you have to be fit and physically also join the Sardine Run. Is this correct?
Well, you know, I've seen all shapes and sizes do the Sardine Run, you know. The thing is, you don't have to jump in the water every time everybody jumps in the water. You know, you can skip one, you can, yeah, but really, yeah, no, I've seen really unfit people cope, and obviously the fit people cope a bit better. But yeah, there's no minimum requirement. You know, even if you're just sitting on the boat and you're looking at what's going on the surface, it's mind-blowing on its own, you know. So you don't have to get in the water every time. And
okay.
yeah, but it is demanding. It is tough. You know, you're out on a rib for 8 hours, 5 to 8 hours, you know, to make the most of the day. It's usually quite cold in the morning, so you got to sort of brave that. It can be quite rough because it's our winter months. And then, of course, you could have the experience of your life.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all of that. And
Yeah.
but yeah. I think everybody goes away with, you know, wanting a bit more. They want to come back and have a bit more. That's the truth of it. Yeah, no, I've had so many people that keep coming back. You know, they just can't get enough of it. But anyway, it is an event that
you have to join it
it
one
is
time
nothing.
in life, or
Yeah, you gotta at least try it once.
yes, I think so.
Nothing good comes easy, but the reward is there, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's also an experience. Let us say, okay, there will be not like 100 bait balls and the pure action, so you don't have to expect everything when you come to South Africa. Just it's like the normal diving. When you go into the water or on the boat and you see, I want to see now dolphins and sharks and that, then you will not see it. So just go on the boat and see what happens. And I think every day is special. If you see maybe a humpback or you see dolphins or sharks. So I think that every day is special and you will see something. And if it's the birds who came into the water, it's like, it must be awesome too. Yeah. So yeah, you told us before that people can choose if they want to go in the water or not. So I think when we were on the sea, sometimes we go for snorkeling and sometimes we go for diving. Is this correct? So it depends.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
what? Mm-hmm.
You want me to explain? Well, you know, usually the snorkeling takes place with the whales and with the dolphins. If we have with a different kind of bait fish, it could be red eye, it could be some other kind of bait fish that the predators can't get in a stable bait ball. So you know, they can't keep it in one place. It keeps running and running and running and running. And getting in on scuba on that kind of thing is just a waste of time because you're just too slow. So you've got to get in on mask and snorkel and move with the bait ball when the bait ball moves. So, you know, it jumps 10 meters and gets stopped. Then you got to swim 10 meters to get on it again. Then it moves another 10 meters. And that's the kind of mobile action I'm talking about. So you'd be on snorkel on that. If with the humpback whales, although you can have that experience where, like I explained just now, that whale played with us for 45 minutes, in general, the whales are super, super sensitive and don't really want to interact with us at all. And so when we're diving with the whales, we're very quiet. We're very, you know, sort of still in the water as well, not too much splashing. When you fin sideways, so you don't make a lot of noise. And there you sort of just get the whales coming past you, underneath you, kind of thing like that. So, and then dolphins as well. If you want to jump in with dolphins, you know, you can get pods of common dolphins that go on for 7 kilometers, you know. Wow. I don't know how many dolphins. You know, they sometimes they move very strangely. Sometimes they move in like one line, long column, can be kilometers long. And sometimes they move like in a more compact group. So you see a lot of different types of dolphins there as well. You've got bottlenose dolphins, you've got common dolphins, you know, and I've seen humpback dolphins, although there's not many of those left here. Our gill nets from the Natal Sharks Board have decimated that population completely. And yeah, we get spinner dolphins, they're Pan-Pacific spinner dolphins as well when we are out a bit deeper sometimes. There's a lot of animals out there, a huge biomass that's happening, like a big boiling pot there. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, wow, yeah, sounds really good. So the people I know, when I came to you, it's like maybe a funny story of mine. My pink fins with me, and everybody was saying to me, yeah, Nina, you will be the photo model. So is there, yeah, you can remember. I said, yeah, give me the black fins, please. So for the people who maybe want to join us for the group trip, so what it's necessary to wear? It's like the black fins and the black suit, maybe with a little bit of accent of violet stuff or pink stuff. That's okay, but all in all, it should be black, or?
Yeah, no, for sure. Because, you know, when you're dealing with apex predators, you know, the two golden rules is don't act like food, and the other one is don't look like food. So if these sharks are eating little sardines like this, little silver sardines, and you got little silver marks all over your fins, even if they are black, you know, or bright shiny yellow or silver. I've seen people with silver fins. Hey, I'll tell you a funny story very quickly. I was free diving with great whites in a famous place. I can't say its name, but anyway, out the cage, and there were like I think 4 of us that were allowed out this cage at the time with the guides and that kind of thing. And this one of the 4 was sitting right next to me, and he was telling me, I'm coming to South Africa, I'm coming diving with the sharks. I said, yeah, no, well, that's fantastic. And he's putting on these bright silver fins. So I looked at him and I said, look, but if you're coming to South Africa, don't bring those fins. And he said, why? He said, well, they're eating silver things like that. You know, you don't want them attached to your feet. He said, okay, no problem. But it doesn't connect it with the great whites he's just about to jump in the water with. Well, one great white had 3 goes at him because of these silver fins. He was back to the cage, and that was it. He didn't get out the cage again. So yeah, all black, no silver, no white, no flashy yellow, no silver. Like, you know, so unfortunately, there's some nice Mares fins, but they've got the Mares in silver. You know, you gotta put some black pen over that or something, because that will definitely get their attention. Yeah.
So
nice,
anything
a nice
what is moving.
Hoodie and a nice snorkel and mask. Yeah, also for the boat, black gloves as well. If you've got gloves, good to have black gloves. So there's no shiny, there's no flashing going on, because, you know, that's what the sardines look like underwater. They like flashing silver like that. So if I'm going in the water and I'm flashing with my white hands, you know, something could decide that is food and maybe take a snack. So black gloves is good. Yeah. And on the boat, a good beanie, waterproof beanie that even if it gets wet, it keeps you warm, and a good splash jacket, you know, to keep the wind off you. And yeah, that's it, eh? And you'll be fine.
And then you will be fine, yeah. And take a look on the people with the silver fins. No, great. Thanks a lot. But that's really necessary to know, because when you don't know it, and So yeah, I hope everybody got it. But yeah, the people who join us for the trip, they will get the briefing before we go again to know what they have to wear. Walter, what do you think? Should we talk a little bit about the program from the Sardine Run? I made a small presentation just to let the people know how many days, what is included, what is not included, where do we live, in which lodge, so we can show them to the people with the presentation if you like.
Yeah, okay. So we moved to Port St. John's for the duration of the Sardine Run. And that's normally from the 13th of June to the 25th of July. Sometimes we start a little bit earlier if somebody wants to, and sometimes we go a little bit later if we get some late bookings. We moved down to a town in the Transkei called Port St. John's, and we stay at a lodge called Intaba River Lodge. Very nice lodge that's right in Intaba, Intaba Lodge. And that's our base for the duration, like that month and a half that we're down there. We sell 7-day packages, which is like arrive day one, get transferred down to to Port St. John's, and then the next 5 days at sea, where we spend sort of 5 to 8 hours out at sea, and then on the 7th day you get transferred back to the airport. It includes your cylinder and weight belt, and it includes 3 meals a day, comprising of breakfast, a packed lunch on the boat, and a dinner. Drinks are for your own account. Yeah. Some people do their own transfers, and we take care of others' transfers. So we do transfers as well, which is extra.
Yeah. Okay. So I think for our trip we will get your transfer. So we already arranged it with Jason. So the people will come through Durban. So from Durban to Port St. John's. So now it will be like 5 hours.
Yeah. No, it's quite a trip. There is a new road being built, but it must probably only be finished in 25. So it's a long. It's not far. It's only, as a crow flies, maybe 300 kilometers, and or less. And because you have to go in these windy roads all the way inland and then back down, we recommend that anybody doing that transfer, only travel during daylight hours. So you've got to leave Durban, by latest 3 o'clock, so that you can do most of the journey, with some light. It is quite a long drive, though. 5 hours is a long drive.
Yeah. Okay, but for the Sardine Run, 5 hours is nothing. When you have a great week before you with a lot of fun. So yeah. But I think if you're a nice group and you can speak in the transfer, so 5 hours can be flown away. So no problem.
No. Some people sleep, some people enjoy the scenery, the countryside you're traveling through, Yeah.
I think it's easy going. I'm not sure. Walter, can you see my presentation now?
Yes, I can see the travel itinerary.
Okay, perfect. For all who joins the event now, we can share this presentation afterwards, or it is on our homepage. So we will share it with you. just to see that's the river lodge where we will live. So it's really a nice one directly on the river. And
Just your Intaba River Lodge needs an I in front.
again, can you repeat, please? Which is in front?
Intaba must have the I in front.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I'm missing something. Thanks
But,
a lot.
I mean, they would have picked it up on the internet anyway. Yeah.
Great. Sorry. And I also have some photos from the Sardine Run, I think from this year or from last year. Just we will be with you in June, from the 19th of June, and we will have one rip, so one zodiac to join the trip. And if there are people who wants to join, we have 3 places free currently. So yeah, maybe if someone is interested in an offer or anything, you can write us. And I think, Walter, you have some places for available, or if to join the Sardine Run.
Sorry, you just broke up at the end there. I didn't hear the question.
No problem. There are still places available next year, or for the Sardine Run.
Yes. Yeah, there are, but there's not many. I don't know. This last year the bookings just I've never had bookings come in so early. You know.
Yeah, it was awesome this year. You finished the Sardine Run, and I already got the information, Nina. We have so many bookings, so choose a week quickly to get something, to get a place.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's very. There are a lot of other organizations on the sea.
Just say that again. Sorry.
There are a lot of other boats on the sea. You can see maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like, you know, the epicenter of the Sardine Run, you know. So there's different bases all the way up the coast to Mboiki, and there's bases, you know, that all the way down to Coffee Bay and further down. So, you know, you can have maybe 10 other boats operating from the same river. So, you know, all occupying different lodges. So yeah, there's a lot of people down there. Not all of them have the benefit of a spotter plane, but yeah.
The spotter plane we have with you. So every day the plane will go to the sea and will send us some information if they find the bait ball or not, or where it will be found, the bait ball.
Yeah, so normally what they do is, you know, a normal program would be something like this. You know, we'd have breakfast at 6:30, and then 7 o'clock, get down to the boat as quickly as possible with your wetsuit and cameras, and then you're out to sea for 5 to 8 hours. Then you come back. As we launch at about 7 o'clock, the aircraft will also take off and then start scanning north towards Mboiki, and then coming down south towards what's his name? You know, down as far as Coffee Bay. So he's got a wide range that he can travel quite quickly and let us know what's going on. Then he'll tell us, okay, the general action is all in this place. Get over here. So off we go and exploit whatever is in that area. So, you know, then you'll fly again sort of mid-morning, and then you'll fly sort of the last shift, trying to keep us up to date with what's going on in the area and what's happening. Yeah, so it's an active thing that goes on the whole day, you know. Eventually you come back, you know, have a hot shower, hang your wetsuit up to dry, and and gather at the bar for a drink and then a nice meal.
Yeah, and relax and go to bed at 7 o'clock
and
because you're
all the
finished.
stories, and everybody's got a story.
Yeah, pictures and videos. Yeah.
Yeah, sharing videos, carrying on. Yeah, it's lovely. Yeah.
Great. I'm really looking forward to it. So yeah, it will be very special. So yeah. One more question, Walter. What do you recommend if someone wants to join the Sardine Run? Should they be maybe 3 days before it starts in the seascape in your guest house to make some dives before to get fresh and to check everything for the equipment going to the Sardine Run?
Yeah, a lot of people do that. You know, they stop over here and do a dive in this area, or two-day diving in this area, and then move down to the Sardine Run. Or sometimes they do it on their return, but most people on their way. So yeah, it's a nice option to have, and like you say, if you are getting here, you know, there's just all the gear is you know, based here. There's like no dive shops, there's no gear rentals, there's nothing down there. So you got to make sure that what you're taking is right, you know. And if you haven't been diving for a while, maybe you know, quick stop here will get you in step with what's coming.
Yeah, to prepare yourself, to prepare your equipment, and to be finally go for it. And good do it. Also, I think we will come from Europe, so it's just a long way to South Africa. And when you come, then maybe you want to have 1 day for relaxing, and then for two, I say normal dives, but it's not normal because it's with sharks. It's also great dives before, and then you can go to the Sardine Run. Maybe you have also the option afterwards to do a safari on land with the big five. If you are already in South Africa, you can combine everything together because it's a long way to travel. So
yeah, no, very good combination. Both of which you're not going to get anywhere else. You know, the Sardine Run, that experience, there's nothing else like it. And the big five, also there's nothing else like it, you know. So yeah, it's a great venue, and it's got a lot of potential and possibilities, and you know, yeah, we're hoping that more and more people will come and experience it, you know.
I think for sure. So you're already fully booked. So not fully, but like fully booked. So I think it will be a great season next year. So if there is someone who wants to join, they can reach you out for WhatsApp or via email. In the presentation which I made, there is also contact information from us. I will show it to the people afterwards. What do I have another question for you? Do you have an idea, or do we forget something, Walter, to say? Something necessary? I think there is something in the chat. Let me check the chat. Oh, kannst du mal den Chat schauen? One question from Wolfgang in the chat. Aircraft used for reconnaissance. I think the spelling was not correct now. Are sports aircraft used for reconnaissance? The question. So I think the spotter.
I didn't get that question.
Wait, Wolfgang, write something. Wait. Thank you, Wolfgang. For finding the balls, the bait balls. I think could you say again something about the plane who is going through the sea to spot the balls? Because Wolfgang, there is a plane, like a small plane with 1 or 2 people inside, and they will leave the land in the morning, like we do it, like 7 o'clock, and they will check out where are the bait balls are. If they find something, they will let us know, and Walter and the crew will go to that spot. Is it correct, Walter?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, Wolfgang, correct. You have one more question, Wolfgang, or it's
When do you get my glasses?
we answered the question. Okay, great. Does anyone else have a question for us? Program or to Walter for African water sports? This is for 2024. Okay, at the moment we don't have any question, Walter. So back to my question. Is that everything about the Sardine Run, or is there we missed? I think everything, or?
Yeah, well, I tell you, as a final story, that we've got to start worrying about our ocean a little bit. You know, it's everybody's on about climate change because due to CO2 emissions, but it's the ocean devastation that's going to cause the next climate catastrophe of whatever kind it's going to be. But we can't keep overfishing the ocean and expecting, expecting it to be a never-ending supply. We can't continue making sharks the villains in the story. You know, they're actually the heroes in the story, and people just don't get it. You know, they think it's all about saving a whale and saving a dolphin. You know, yes, it is about that as well, but you can't, decimate one side of the ecosystem and not expect there to be a bit of a backlash. So, we've got to try and save our ocean, and the only way you'll be able to do that is you stop buying fish. Stop buying fish. If there's any hope, that's the only hope there is. So, and we can continue experiencing the Sardine Run. We haven't depleted that shoal. Because they depleted the shoal that went up the west coast. The Sardine Run happened up the west coast and the east coast. They depleted it to the extent that they closed their business down. And then they retargeted their boats now to our east coast. So, those sardine nets that decimated that shoal on the west coast are now all on our east coast, targeting that eastern migration. So, yeah, damn. It doesn't look good for us. It doesn't look good for the ocean. And it just, as we always say, without blue, there can be no green.
Yeah, that's correct. So everyone should be be part of it, to for trying to save the ocean and the sharks and the dolphins and everything, and give their the part back to the nature and take care what they are eating, what they are doing, what they are using. So I think it's a big thing we have to look for. And I hope, yeah, we can join the Sardine Run many years from now on. But I understand completely what you mean. And yeah, it's hard. And when you look to the world and what's happening, so it's like not easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have also the project, the Sharkwise project, Walter.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe you can say something about that project, because
Okay.
it's very
Yeah, there's no research going on in our area here. So myself and Dr. Sarah Andriotti came up with the idea of creating a research project where interns can come out and get their field experience in doing real research, and we could get students like a PhD student or a master student to come and do his master's or his PhD, and the interns would provide the platform for him to be able to go out and do that research out of their contribution to the project, as their whatever they pay. So, it opens the doors for a lot of marine biologists that want to go further as a means to be able to do it, because otherwise, if you're not attached to an institution or maybe an aquarium or something, there's just so many jobs out there. It's hard to go out and do the research that you want to do because of the cost of it. And so we try to mitigate that cost as much as possible by using this intern and using their participation as to contribute to the whole gathering of knowledge for that particular paper that they're going to produce.
Really a great project. And I've met, how was her name? I forget the name.
Natasha.
Natasha, yeah, and she told me also a little bit about it, or a lot about it, and it's really a great project, and good luck for it, and great you are doing that, really. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Walter, we have one more question in the chat. How is the temperature of the water in June and in the air? So the temperature inside the water and outside the water.
Okay, so the water is usually 21 degrees Celsius. Outside in the morning and the evening, it can be, I would say, like 10 degrees. It's quite cold, 10 to 15. And then during the day, as you warm up, it can go all the way up to 24 to 26. So usually start with a cold morning and evening, and like warming up during the day.
Okay, great.
So you need a 5 mil wetsuit with a hoodie. You need a good splash jacket, and you need maybe a nice beanie that'll keep you warm even if it gets wet.
Necessary, but I think, when it's cold outside, we can eat more in the evening when we freeze a little bit the whole of the day, so we will lose a lot of calories, so we can eat in the evening more. So it's in my mind, and it's much more easier to say, I can handle it.
Cool.
Okay, I think one moment, Walter, maybe there's one more question from Wolfgang. He's writing something. So I will check. Maybe I cannot share the presentation in the chat, I think, to send it to the people. Okay, there is no one question. One thing, if anybody wants to have the presentation we made, please send me the email address from you. You can write it into the chat, or you can send it to, moment, I will share it with you. Ah, wait, it's the wrong one. Just 1 second. Yeah. If you need some information, sorry, there was something wrong. You can send it to dietrich@diveandtrips.com. Then I can send you the whole presentation from us and the record too, or you write your email address into the chat, then it's also possible. And has one more question, Walter. Bit of blue in the jacket or a little bit of color in the suit isn't the problem. So she means like there is a little bit of in the wetsuit, right?
You know, most your wetsuit is covered by your BC. You know, it's usually the extremities that mustn't have the color. You know, things that are moving and flashing. So your main body, if you've got a bit of yellow, you know, under the sleeve here, or a bit of yellow on your sleeve, not the end of the world, you know. But yeah, as plain black as you can. That's the rule.
Great, because I had two on my regulator, the thing, the pink.
Yeah.
So it was okay. Okay, super, thanks. Sandra's
it's not moving
thanks.
around, it's not flashing around. It's things that are moving and flashing and that have got the color that
mentioned.
Yeah.
That YouTube video. What to wear.
Which YouTube video?
We have a video on our YouTube channel of what you should wear and what you should bring along with you as well.
Okay.
I must have been part of that.
So please follow African Water Sports on YouTube too. Then you have really all information. So like Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, you will get all what you need. And you can write us for sure. Okay, I think maybe one more question is coming in. One moment, Walter, please. Sandra will join us. She said, yeah, she will come with us, and she wrote into the chat, oh my God, I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah, so yeah, we too, Sandra, we too. Will be great.
Just remember the yin and yang.
Yeah, it will be, yeah. So we have to speak about it, and again, and also for the option maybe 2 or 3 days before for normal shark diving. Yeah, we will do. Great. Okay. So last chance for a question. Anything, please let us know now. And yeah, Walter, I think we are finished then. We said all we have to say. And if the people have some question, they can write us. And if they like to join,
sure.
They can write us too.
No problem. That'd be great. Thank you, Nina. Thank you, everybody, for listening. And yeah, if you have questions, send them.
We will do. And I say thanks a lot, Walter, for your time and for all information. It was really good that we made this event. So I think it's much more easier for the people to know what they can expect, how they have to do it. And I really can say you are a shark expert because I met you in real life. So I'm really looking forward to June. Maybe I can come before, we will see. But yeah, in June for sure. And thanks a lot for your time, Walter.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Thanks
Bye bye.
a lot.